Right, so as people are trickling in, let's make a little start, as I know we started a little bit late. Apologies for the delay, but hi everyone, my name is Malika. I'm an account partner here at Success at School, and I am also going to be your host this evening. Tonight, we're really excited to introduce to you the team at Zurich Insurance, and you're all going to learn how you can start your careers across apprenticeships in data science, operations, IT, claims and insurance, marketing, and just so much more. We're going to hear from Steve, who's kindly joined us tonight as the Chief HR Officer, Anthony, the Apprentice Programme Lead, and Laura, who is the Early Careers Talent Advisor. So thank you all for joining us. They're going to be here to discuss all the apprenticeship opportunities, and will provide you with a little overview of life at Zurich. And we're also joined, very excitingly, by Taylor and Tom, who are now in their permanent roles following an apprenticeship at Zurich, as well as Libby, who's currently in her second year, and they're going to be answering all the questions that you have. Please feel free to pop any questions that you have at all in the chat, and we will address them during a live Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. This is a really exciting opportunity for you all to engage directly with Zurich and current apprentices, so we really encourage as many questions as you want. No question is a silly question. This webinar will also be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel at Success at School, where you can re-watch it as many times as you like. But I'm happy to pass the mic and the stage on to Steve and the team at Zurich. Steve, you're on mute. Yeah, there we go.
My mouse wasn't working. Thanks, Malika. We're going to start with a quick video, then I'll be right back. Just hoping Laura's going to share that video for us.
I'm sure she's on it.
You lost me for a couple of minutes. Is it really a live webinar if you don't have tech issues? No, it's not, is the answer. Am I sharing my screen now? Is that the only bit I missed? Okay, yes. Good. I'm just going to show a very quick video, and then I'm going to hand straight over to Steve. So hopefully you can see my screen now.
At Zurich, we help you sustain the things that matter the most. Your family, your livelihood, even your hopes and dreams. And we're taking positive steps to do more. From offering access to counselling services for customers making a claim, to planting a tree for every new life insurance policy. So we can help you sustain your world.
Thank you, Laura.
Over to you, Steve.
Thanks, Laura. And yes, it wouldn't be a live webinar without a tech glitch, would it? Hopefully you can all hear me. A very warm welcome to this webinar this evening. We hope to share a little bit more about what life at Zurich is really like in the next half an hour. So thank you for the intro, Malika. I'm Steve Collins, and I'm Chief HR Officer here at Zurich. I love my company. I love my job. And over the next few minutes, you'll hear my take on why I think anyone who becomes a Zurich colleague could have a really great career here. So, as I said, I'm the Chief HR Officer at Zurich. I'm part of the UK executive team. I'm 51 years old and an open book, so you'll hear something about me, my career and my life in this presentation. I'm a proudly out gay man. My partner is an A&E doctor. I'm Mancunian by birth, and I now live in Southampton. I'm also the dad of two, 21 and 18-year-old. I started at Zurich at 16. I took 9 GCSEs at school. I didn't go to university. I didn't get a degree. I still don't have one. It's pretty likely at 51 I'm not going to go and get one now, right? So I joined and built my career within the firm. I started on the front line of our organisation, in the most junior parts of our organisation, talking to our customers every day. And I've worked my way around and through the organisation. I started as an underwriter. I've spent time in finance, operations, marketing, HR, communications, until I landed in this amazing job that I currently have the privilege to hold. I've worked all around the UK and all around the world actually with Zurich. So I've worked in Ireland, in Switzerland, which we call the mothership. I've worked in America, in India, in Poland, Slovakia and Canada, but most of my career has been here in the UK. I lead a really passionate team of 80 HR people, and together our mission is to enable everybody at Zurich to do their best work, to live their best lives, and to fulfill our Zurich commitments together. I'm going to tell you quickly a little bit about Zurich as a group globally, and then lots more about Zurich here in the UK, and then you'll hear from some of my colleagues, as you've already heard. So Zurich Insurance Group, who are we? We're a leading multi-line insurer. We serve people and businesses in more than 200 countries and territories. We were proudly founded 150 years ago. Our name gives it away. We were founded and headquartered in Zurich and still are, so we are proudly Swiss. We're looking to transform insurance. In addition to providing the protection that's often associated with insurance, Zurich is increasingly offering prevention services, such as those that promote well-being and enhance climate resilience. Reflecting our purpose, which is to create a brighter future together, Zurich really aspires to be one of the most responsible and impactful businesses in the world. We've got a target for net zero emissions in our operations by 2030, and in 2020 Zurich launched the Zurich Forest Project to support reforestation and biodiversity restoration in Brazil. Across the globe, then, there are about 60,000 people who work for Zurich, and as I've already said, we're proudly headquartered in the city of Zurich in Switzerland. A bit closer to home, the business that we would like to encourage anybody thinking about a career at Zurich to join is Zurich in the UK. We provide a suite of general insurance and life insurance products to individual customers and to businesses. We supply personal, commercial and local authority insurance through lots of different distribution channels, and we offer a range of protection policies that are available online and through financial intermediaries. We have a number of locations across the UK, and our biggest sites are in Birmingham, Farnborough, Glasgow, London, Swindon and Whiteley, but we're in many other towns and cities too. Here in the UK, we employ about 4,500 people. You will see us as the insurers of individuals. We might insure your home or your car. We might insure the sporting venue that you spend time at the weekend. We might insure the place where you do your daily, weekly or monthly shop. And we'd probably insure the roads, the buses, the trains and the trams that you might get to work, college or school on each day. So that's a bit about the organisation. Let me talk a little bit about why I love my job. For the past 5 years in particular, we've been building something really special here at Zurich. We want to be the best place to work for the widest range of people, and I firmly believe we provide some of the very best reasons to join a career in financial services. We offer a great range of benefits for working here. You wouldn't expect anything less, I guess. We've got a global commitment to sustainability, and at our heart is community investment. Our firm here in the UK gives a proportion of our profit each year to the Zurich Community Trust Charitable Foundation, which supports 4 national and 65 regional or local partners. We distribute about £3 million a year to good causes. We encourage employees to volunteer in the community, and they do it with passion. Every year, Zurich colleagues spend about 12,000 hours volunteering for organisations in their community. And we also support these organisations with a package of learning, training and development offerings to make sure that the communities we're part of know that we're alongside them beyond funding and money. Hopefully you're getting a strong sense of my passion for the organisation that I'm extremely proud of. I think this is the best place to work in UK financial services. But don't just take my word for it. Recently, we asked our 4,500 UK colleagues through our listening survey why they'd recommend Zurich as a place to work. And their top 3 reasons for doing so were, firstly, our flexible working style. Flexibility is just the way we do business around here. Our benefits. They talk about the benefits we offer, which are among the very best in the market, from equalised family leave, no matter how you become a parent, to caring leave, to a great pension offering, the ability to buy and sell holiday, the ability to take a loan to support purchases of tech and gadgets, and loans for becoming greener at home, and so much more. The other reason, or the third reason that people gave as their most preferred reason for working at Zurich, is the working relationships. Whether that be the team that you'd be joining or the wider organisation, this is an extremely friendly, very determined and hard-working bunch who know how to have fun, but are hugely committed to our customers. So let me wrap up and then I'll hand on to Anne. There's so much more to insurance than you might think. In a moment, Ant will talk about some of the specific apprenticeships on offer here at Zurich, and you've heard some of them in the intro from Malika too. But beyond those apprenticeships, you could ultimately have a career here in underwriting, in claims, in life insurance, sales, distribution, marketing, finance, HR, operations, digital, tech, data science, pricing, actuarial, risk management, compliance, engineering, software robotics, automation, and many, many other choices. And with our presence across the country and around the world, your career could eventually take you around the UK and around the globe too. So thanks for listening. I'll be around to answer questions. I hope you choose to apply or encourage people that you're here on behalf of to apply. And I really look forward to working with some of you in the future. Ant, over to you.
Thanks, Steve. So yeah, insurance is very much more than you think. I have been with Zurich for about 15 years. I originally started in this weird world of underwriting that unless you're in insurance or unless you're an underwriter, you don't really know where it is. And yeah, I originally went to university, realized quite quickly it wasn't for me. But Zurich has given me fantastic opportunities from the off. I've now got qualifications in the areas that I really am passionate about, and Zurich supported me there. And I've actually done an apprenticeship myself, so hopefully I can practice what I preach quite strongly with here. But on this screen here, you can hopefully see just a range of the different programs we have available this year. And it really is a testament to insurance being so much more than you think or that you might not know about. Each one of us within our business has a part to play in being there for our customers when they need us. Yeah. You know, whether that is in insurance. So if we take a quick look at the insurance apprenticeships, you'll gain all the skills, knowledge and behavior you need really to be there for our customers. So whether that is learning to collaborate with customers and understand their needs. Now that could be whether a small business, helping someone insure their car or their home, or a global partner business. There is a range of skills you'll grow into there. You can also learn skills and techniques about this weird word called risk. What is it? What is the type of coverage and support we can give to a customer to make sure that we're there for them when a claim arises, and actually that we know what support our customers need when an accident or an incident occurs. Showing empathy and supporting our customers can really help them, and really is something we're passionate about, and ensuring that we collaborate then effectively with different providers and partners to honour the promise we make to our customers on that policy to be there for them when they need us. For those that do the insurance apprenticeship, you'll become a member of the Chartered Insurance Institute, and through completing the apprenticeship there, you'll not only achieve an apprenticeship qualification in insurance, but you'll also gain an industry recognised qualification issued by the CII. So that's just a bit about the insurance apprenticeships. Engineering, now you might not know this, but we're one of the UK's leading providers of inspection and consultancy services. So many things like cranes, escalators, lifts, even your local Costa coffee machine, other coffee providers are available, need to be routinely inspected. And that's not just to avoid accidents, it's actually because of laws around inspection of these things. So our engineering surveyor apprentices will gain all the knowledge, skills and behaviours they need to examine and inspect amazing and vastly interesting equipment, and report what they found to the customer to really make sure that everything they're utilising is safe and within the law. So that's just a bit about the engineering. Marketing. Now for us, marketing isn't just about touting our wares or selling something to our customers perhaps they don't need with some fancy adverts. In fact, we call our marketing team the customer team, because that team is more about a huge focus about understanding our customers and how we connect with them with the products that we have available. So apprentices joining that customer team will learn about how to listen to our customers and understand how we can improve and innovate. They'll learn about how we deliver fantastic and sustainable events that demonstrate who we are and the support we can provide to our customers. They'll also learn how to best communicate in a world of digital and social media, as well as the fantastic work that goes into campaigns. Many of you might have seen, or you might not have, our first sustainable TV campaign recently, where we aimed to limit our carbon footprint by upcycling and reusing existing footage we held, rather than traveling to various different locations with a film crew and all the carbon that is produced in that. So that's just giving you a quick overview of marketing. Digital and data. Now, in order to support those in our claims teams or in our sales teams or underwriters, albeit in our customer team, data allows them to really make really effective decisions, and our digital data and automation apprentices will help analyze information and create fantastic new tools and ways of working, which will really help us spend more meaningful time with our customers and less on the admin that many people like. I'm being cynical. So Corndale are actually one of our key providers in this sphere, and they actually work in partnership with Imperial College Business School. And the apprentices on these programs have fantastic virtual fireside chats where they get to hear from experts from companies such as Fitbit and learn about this fantastic world of data they'll be joining. Our digital and technology solutions apprentices will also learn about and build solutions that cover a vast array of areas in IT and operations, things like software development, business and systems admin, cybersecurity, and many different more. And that is in partnership with the University of Gloucestershire, who are a fantastic provider. And in the last Ofsted report, they highlighted the positive impact that they've had on their learners' careers that have studied through them. Now, as you might know, insurance is a heavily regulated business, and in the market, we really need people that can understand the risks involved and how we can comply with all these fantastic different legislations and rules. So we're in a market is about assessing and taking calculated risks, but actually if we take too many risks, it might mean that we're not there to be available for our customers when they need us, when a claim occurs. And as you can imagine, regulators aren't too happy about not committing to the promises that we make to our customers. So those joining our compliance and risk teams will have, again, the opportunity to achieve Chartered Insurance Institute qualifications, as well as learning on the job all the various types of risks a business has to handle and have a grip on, and really give some advice and support and be a compliance guru to really give some advice to all of our different business areas of how to adhere to all the rules and guidance. Which then leads me nicely to finance. We have to look after our customers' money when we're custodians of it, and we need to make sure that that is there for when customers need us to potentially pay a claim. Those joining the finance team will get all the knowledge, skills and behaviours expected of someone working in a finance team, and you'll also receive a qualification through the Association of Accounting Technicians as well. And last but no means least is our people team. And as Steve attested to, our people really make the difference to us and our customers, which is why our human resources team is often known as the people team. Now, whether you're supporting the development of our people, understanding and planning and nurturing future talent fresh to our business, or partnering with different areas to help them develop their area and ensuring, most importantly, that everyone gets paid on time, there's a world of opportunities for someone joining the people team as an apprentice, and you'll gain again an industry recognised qualification through the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. Now, I appreciate that's a very, very whistle-stop tour of everything that we have available, and I'd encourage everyone to really take a look at the information on our website and the apprenticeships section, more importantly, to learn more about what's available. But by now, you've probably got a vibe for the kinds of things that you'll learn through the knowledge, the skills that you'll develop, and the activities your apprenticeship will provide. But support doesn't stop there. In fact, we have some fantastic development opportunities that wrap around these frameworks and help us across that. So if we can just move to the next slide. So in addition to the apprenticeship giving you all the pieces here. And again, I'm not going to spend too much time on here because I'd love to spend some more time hearing some questions and more importantly, hearing from our apprentices. But as you can see here, everything you get from your apprenticeship, you'll learn some fantastic life skills as well. On the topic of development opportunities, one in particular I want to highlight on the screen is the sustainability through entrepreneurial thinking element. So we do this in partnership with our partners Wild Hearts, and they take a fantastic opportunity with our apprentices to explore the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and over 8 weeks collaborate, work with experts from across the business and multiple disciplines, and come up with some fantastically inspirational and innovative ideas that take our business forward. And also they are part of the execution to many of those ideas as well. It really ensures that our apprentices not only get a qualification through their apprenticeship and need to learn everything they need for that, but they learn more about our business and really make a meaningful difference and impact to our sustainable goals. Now you might be thinking, oh, this sounds like quite a lot of responsibility. You know, how am I going to do this? The good news is you're not on your own. As you can see here, there's fantastic support, whether that be from immediate line managers. Apprentices are given a buddy from their team that will support them, and an apprenticeship coach that will guide them through all the study and all the apprenticeship framework there, and people like me that will be there to support them. And as you can probably attest to, that I'm passionate about making sure you all have a fantastic experience. You can see we've got a wealth of locations, although some will require work in different sites. But for any more information, I'd really encourage anyone to look at the website and take a look. And yes, I'm interested to see what questions you might come out. Thank you. And I think now I'm passing back to Laura.
Thanks, and some really insightful information there. And as he mentioned, a whistle-stop tour, we could all speak for hours on this. So for now, we're going to go into a couple of videos and also hear from our apprentices / previous apprentices who are on the call today with us. So we've got a bit of a mixture of both for those who couldn't make the call today live. So I'm going to jump straight into those, hand straight over, conscious of time, and we do want to get some Q&A in. So starting off with a very short video clip from Libby, who is one of our underwriting apprentices in the commercial space, and this is a really good video. It hears from her and her dad as well, and around why she chose an apprenticeship as opposed to going down sort of the university route or anything else. So I will kick off with that.
Hi, I'm Libby. I'm currently studying for the level 4 insurance apprenticeship within commercial services. I have my dad with me here today. What did you think about when I said I was going to apply for an apprenticeship?
No, I thought that was great, because I knew that when you were doing your when you were in sixth form college, that university wasn't something that was appealing to you. But at the same time, you were still thinking about you wouldn't mind doing something that had a qualification. So I know a lot of companies have apprenticeship schemes now. So when you mentioned Zurich, I thought, great, they're a really good company to work for.
One of the things that appealed to me about the apprenticeship route was the fact I wouldn't have the big debt afterwards. Like a lot of my friends have gone to uni and chosen that route. So it's good, the feeling that I don't have that big debt afterwards.
I can tell as well that you're getting the good work, the work balance to be able to do your studying, which is great, isn't it? So you're getting enough time to learn the job as well as do your studying, which hopefully will help with your career progression in the future, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. You get the half day a week, which is really good, because in that time kind of can just log off, focus on whatever work needs to get done, any revision, your exams. The apprenticeship allows you to be in a job and that job security side of it, whereas if you come out of uni, you might not be able to find a job straight away.
Yeah, because Zurich is a big company, isn't it? There's lots of opportunities within Zurich, and you're already thinking about your next step, aren't you, after the apprenticeship?
Yeah, definitely. So after the apprenticeship, I would like to take my qualification gained out of it and then perhaps go up to the London office to be a junior underwriter there, hopefully.
I love that video. From one Libby to another Libby who is on the call with us today. Libby, over to you. She's going to talk about her time as a Zurich apprentice. So yeah, over to you, Libby.
Thanks, Laura. Hi, everyone. So my name's Libby, and as Laura mentioned, different from the Libby in the video. So I've done my apprenticeship in claims in marine and fine art and specie, which essentially is the insuring of goods that are transported all over the world and ships in general that carry in cargo. So I mainly deal with, say, missing or damaged items in my role, and that's what I've built my experience around to enable me to complete my apprenticeship. So the first thing I'd say about the apprenticeship program in general is I think a lot of people tend to get a little bit worried that it's quite a big change. And for me, I came out of year 11, so I was 15 when I applied, and it was quite a big step to take, considering that I wouldn't be doing my A levels at sixth form as most people normally would, and was going straight into a career. So it can be a big change. But the one thing I can full-heartedly say about Zurich is that the support you receive through doing your apprenticeship and just being an employee in general is incredible. Not once in my apprenticeship journey have I had a moment where I felt like I couldn't turn to someone or that I couldn't ask a question. I've always been made to feel that, like Laura was saying before, there's no such thing as a silly question. So it's always been a very welcoming place to work. And I think with having this hands-on experience of being able to actually learn how to handle claims and learning something new, it's completely given me a whole new perspective on insurance, because I didn't really know anything about it before looking into apprenticeships here, and B, just on my skill set and how much I'm actually capable of. As I know for everyone, I mean, school, most people don't like school. Some people love it and want to go to uni, and if that's what's best suited for you, then I mean, obviously do that. But for me, uni wasn't ever something I wanted to do. And I did want to get into the working world as soon as I could, which is why I absolutely love these apprenticeship programs. The fact that there's such a vast majority of like people applying for them, and I really felt that when I was applying that there was so many different roles and that I got to read up about and that I got to take a look into, that it just really gives you that opportunity to really put yourself forward and do something different. A piece of advice I'd say I'd give to anyone thinking about applying for the apprenticeship programs is to really read the descriptions on every single apprenticeship that's available, as Anthony was talking about earlier, as this will really give you an insight into what's best suited to you, and you can really then apply for something that you think you'll be interested in. For me, claims was sort of the no-brainer. It was something different. I knew it would be challenging, but something that I felt that I could really use to benefit me, and that I could see myself progressing my career in, which is definitely what I plan to do. So for me, I'm about 18 months into my apprenticeship now, so we'll be looking to qualify within the next few months. And the opportunities I will now have after I qualify is incredible. I mean, I'm going to look to do my level 4, which is the diploma level qualification, as I'm currently doing my level 3, which is the certification level. And I also want to continue to progress in my career that I've started in claims. However, I've also been on my apprenticeship doing other amazing opportunities, like with ZCT days. I've got something lined up later in the year in June for that, which is incredible, just to be able to do something different and to help give back to society a bit by doing some charity work. And you also get to do some unique projects on the program, as Anthony spoke about previously. He mentioned the Wild Hearts organisation. So with those, we tend to do a micro tyco project, is what it was actually called, where every group sort of got to pick what they felt passionate about in terms of different things that they wanted to be promoted. So for example, like sustainability and that sort of thing, or climate change. And so everyone had something different. And for us, we decided to do promoting apprenticeships for 16-year-olds, which we started in May 22. And my group is still currently working on this to this day, where we're still looking to promote apprenticeships through other platforms, because it's the fairest thing to do. I know apprenticeships aren't exactly the most spoken about option after school, but it's only right that everyone knows exactly what these are, what they have to offer, and what you can actually accomplish from doing these, so that everyone has a chance to decide what route is best suited for them. I'm trying to think of other things I could go through. So there's yeah, a lot of opportunities. I mean, I know for me, I've also done some work in other areas. So I did work a little bit in the accident and health team, in claims, like during my time here in my apprenticeship, and I felt that really helped me a lot to help decide whether the route I'm doing at the moment is best suited for me. So marine claims, to which which for me is definitely where I want to stay and what I want to do. But it's so easy, and it gives you such a good insight into what the other parts of the business do. So accident and health is a completely different like type of claims to what I do. So it's, as it's a benefit policy, you know, you handle everything completely differently. The skills and everything I was able to learn from that was just absolutely incredible. And during my time, I've also had a lot of support through my mentors and my coaches, as Anthony says, as everyone has their own coach, which it's just been incredible. And if you're nervous about applying for any reasons, if you think you're not going to get support, or you're worried that it, I don't know, may not be for you, I really highly recommend that you just read over the descriptions of each apprenticeship and apply for one that you think is best suited for your capabilities, because for me, it's the best decision I ever made. And I'm going to soon be 18 years old and have my first level 3 qualification. So I've absolutely no regrets, and it's definitely a no-brainer. And I think it's definitely something that you should all really consider. But I think that's it from me, Laura, unless anyone has any questions, but we'll do that at the end.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we'll save the questions for the end, and I can see some trickling through on the chat, and I know we've got some guys helping answer those. We're going to hand straight over to Tom, who slightly differently has recently completed his apprenticeship in continuous improvement. So Tom's just going to give us a quick overview on his experience. So over to you, Tom.
Thank you for the introduction, Laura. Hi all, I'm Tom. I'm going to be briefly discussing my experience, my journey as an apprentice at Zurich. So I joined the business in December 2020, so over 2 years ago now, and I joined on the Continuous Improvement Apprenticeship, which is one of the schemes offered within the Ops and IT business area. For those who've never come across the term continuous improvement before, it's essentially a form of change consultancy in which we look to drive improvements, find efficiencies within the business, and provide Zurich with a bit of an apparatus to keep evolving and be forward thinking, so it doesn't get left behind. My apprenticeship was 18 months long. So for those that are good at maths, you'll have figured out that I relatively recently finished, and I'm now working within the same team, but as a full-time consultant. During my apprenticeship, so slightly different to Libby, around 20% of my time was dedicated to an external course in which I had a tutor, had sessions, and also time for individual study. And I was obviously working towards a qualification. The other 80% of my time was spent in day-to-day projects with the continuous improvement team, as Laura and Taylor will attest to. This scheme or style of working with a sort of balance between work and study taught me a combination of things, really. It taught me lots of technical skills around brainstorming causes, generating solutions, and also things like lean and agile methodologies, which are really important in business change. But it also gave me the opportunity to harness my soft skills as well. So things like communication, stakeholder management, building relationships, all those skills that are really transferable across different jobs and walks of life, really. From my perspective, I always really resonated with doing with sort of learning while you work, and therefore really like the idea of an apprenticeship. The idea of learning skills and applying them essentially immediately on a daily basis really appealed to me. I've always been someone who learns best by just doing things and putting them into practice straight away. And that's essentially what apprenticeship is and what an apprenticeship allows you to do. And just finally, Zurich fosters a really good community for its apprentices and grads. I have regular catch-ups with fellow apprentices and new starts, and the business rolls out an international buddy scheme, which enables you to build relationships with apprentices and employees in different countries, so who you wouldn't necessarily come across in your normal role, which is really cool. So I've spoken to apprentices in Germany and Zurich itself, which has been really eye-opening and cool to see how they work and how it's different to us. But I'm conscious we have a stacked agenda, so I'll hand back to Laura, but please feel free to ask questions in the chat or at the Q&A at the end.
Perfect. Thank you, Tom. Just got a very quick video here to show you as well from one of our IT and Ops apprentices, Daniel, and then I'm going to hand straight over to Taylor, who's joined us on the call today as well.
Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm 18, I'm from Birmingham, and I'm doing an IT apprenticeship at Zurich and currently studying Digital Technology Solutions at the University of Gloucestershire. There's a load of different sectors within insurance, so within Zurich, I'm doing the Ops and IT apprenticeship. Within Ops and IT, there's about 10 different rotations that you could do. I'm in the service delivery, where I would answer users questions and sort of add or delete software from users' devices, or retrieve users' devices, whatnot. And inside service delivery, there's also different sectors that you can get involved in. So insurance is one of the greatest things ever, really. The reason I wanted to go into an apprenticeship initially is because I could put the practice of learning what I learned from the university into practice into the office life, such as using the software, software coding experience. You've got a head start amongst other people that chose to go to university. Amongst that, the company that you're working for also pay for your degree, which is just great. Obviously, when somebody's paying for your degree, you don't have to pay back any loans or debts. Along with that, you've got that experience, about 3 years experience, which you could take on into progressing into the career world, and which is just great, yeah. So the support I get from Zurich is immense, not only from colleagues and managers and different co-workers, but you've also got the buddy system. So the buddy system is previous apprentices that would have done the apprenticeship or would have 1 year above you. We sort of catch up regularly, and also they give me advice on what to do and how to do it and who to get in contact with. So the buddy scheme at Zurich is great, and I've already decided that I'm going to stay with Zurich as it's sort of that support that you get.
Over to you, Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And hello, everyone. Lovely to be here with you this evening. My name is Taylor McTaggart. If the accent hasn't given it away already, I'm based in our Glasgow office, Zurich's Glasgow office. And I'm here today just to talk to you a bit about my apprenticeship journey. So I started with Zurich in 2017, so 6 years ago now, as a claims apprentice. I was 17 years old at the time, and actually starting with Zurich was my first ever job. So I went from 1 week being in the classroom to the next week being in the office, which was quite a big change, and definitely felt daunting at the time. But one thing I will say that you've probably heard echoed throughout this whole presentation is the support that you receive from day one is second to none. So at no point did I ever feel that I'd made the wrong choice. Similar to Steve said at the start of the presentation, I didn't go to university. I was looking for an opportunity to learn a job, but also earn money at the same time. And over the course of the 18-month apprenticeship, I had obtained an industry recognised qualification, whilst also meeting new people and developing a strong network, but also learning new skills through hands-on experience. So like Tom said, when he shared a bit of an overview, I'm someone that really learns from doing. And most of those skills that I learned as part of my apprenticeship, I still use day to day as part of the role and continue to build on them. So really vital. At Zurich, there's so many opportunities for you to get involved, whether that's supporting charities in which you're given 3 days each year to do so, and that can be charities local to you, or Zurich do provide what's called like charity challenges, where they work in collaborations with charities local to our office hubs that you've seen a bit earlier on, and we set up and we go and we'll support local food banks, or we'll support children's hospitals and supporting them at Christmas time, maybe creating some hampers, but really great and really nice to give back to the wider community. I appreciate we're tight for time, so what I'll just do is I'll just share like some advice that I wish someone would have given me 6 years ago when I joined the organisation. So 6 years worth of learnings, tried to summarise that into a few sentences isn't the easiest thing to do, but I'll definitely give it my best shot. I think for me, a lot of the skills can be developed when you look at the role profiles. So you might be looking at things and saying, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can do that. Zurich will give you the tools and the time to focus on your development. It's up to you how you use that time and make the most of it, but you'll always be supported every step of the way. The reason I chose to work at Zurich as an organisation was because the company values align to my personal values. So things you heard Steve talking about there around sustainability, looking after our people, looking after our planet, and looking after our customers was something that really aligned to me personally, and was the reason I chose to go to Zurich rather than elsewhere. And I think as well, what's also really great is you'll be encouraged to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, but there will always be someone there to support you. What I'd say is, if you're looking at an opportunity to work at Zurich, we're here obviously for the next 15 minutes to answer any questions. There's lots of resources available online to have a look at, but I guess it's just the question of yourself of, if you don't do it, well, you regret it. And I'm here to tell you it's the best decision that I've ever made. And 6 years on, I can sit and say that with a smile on my face. So that was it from me. I'll hand over back to Laura, and yeah, I'll hand back to Laura. Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor. That is the perfect summary, I think, and well done for cramming it in. So thank you, Tom, Taylor and Libby. I have one final video to show you, super quick, a slightly different angle. It's from one of our hiring managers in the data and analytics space. Then I'm going to jump back to myself to talk you through the application and assessment process. Then I'm going to allow some time for Q&A. I'm really conscious to get that in. So let me start this.
I'm Stu Beavis. I head up our visualization and insights practice within the Zurich UK business, and I will be responsible for looking after a number of the data apprentices that we're looking to recruit this year. We've got a range of teams across the business who use data and analytics. We've got our data science teams who are doing some really cool stuff at the moment with machine learning. We've also got other teams out in the business then who are using our central data assets to essentially mine that data and get insight from it. So you'll develop a range of core skills as a data apprentice that will focus on communication, stakeholder engagement, and building stakeholder relationships. Also focusing on curiosity and inquisitiveness as well. So that will really be about using the data then to help the business drive decision making and understanding around our customers and our portfolios. Initially, it will be taking that curiosity and inquisitivity and really looking at analysing our data. What is that data telling us? What meaning can we derive from that? You'll then go on to build core technical skills. So you will learn something called SQL, structured query language, but you'll also be working on a couple of leading business intelligence platforms, one being Power BI and one being ClickSense. The apprentices will also be working through an apprenticeship programme and studying through one of our apprenticeship providers. You will get a study day each week in order to study towards that qualification, but you'll also be working with experts across the data teams on a day-to-day basis who will not only help you with some technical skills, but also with understanding around our different business areas and translating that data into meaning and in information and insight. If you're thinking about applying for the data apprentice role, I would suggest just going for it. I wish that when I was at college that I had an opportunity to actually apply for a data apprentice role like this. I went to university and actually I've ended up in a completely different career path than what I studied for. So I really wish that I had the opportunity to apply for a role like this back at that point.
Okay, great to hear from Stu. He's a super manager and a massive advocate of our apprenticeship scheme. So I'm going to very quickly talk you through the application and assessment process and what you can expect if you do choose to apply, if Zurich is of interest, particularly after you've listened to the webinar today. Initially, I know we've all said it, but I would definitely recommend heading to our website. There's going to be some QR codes, and you would have seen some QR codes, and I think Malika is going to pin the website address into the chat so you can head straight there. That details a list of all of our opportunities for 2023. That will include all of the kind of requirements that you would need to apply, location options. It details all of our employee benefits. So definitely head straight there. Doesn't need to be this evening. Our window is open until the 19th of March. So you've still got a couple of weeks to think about it and to apply. But definitely try and get your application in sooner rather than later, because the 19th of March is creeping up on us. Absolutely. So just a couple of things to consider when you are thinking of applying. I've already mentioned the window closes on the 19th of March. Can't stress that enough. You can only apply for one of the programs, so consider this really carefully. So think about your strengths and where you think you would best sit in the business, what you have an interest in progressing in, and really important is location. So I've seen some questions pinging around in the chat around flexible working and hybrid working. We are extremely flexible here, and we have a great kind of work-life balance ethic, lots of home working and lots of office working. But particularly in the early days, it's really important that you're in kind of a commutable distance to the office so you can be supported by your manager and your colleagues, and you really kind of get stuck into that working environment. So do check out our locations and kind of where would be sort of best suited to you. So the first step, if you do choose to apply, is the online application form. So it's just your basic application. So there are just the standard eligibility questions such as qualifications, UK right to work, just those more basic initial eligibility questions. Once you've passed that step, if you pass those eligibility checks, you will receive a link via email to complete an online assessment. You'll email the link pretty much straight away, but you do have time to do that in your own leisure. You don't need to do it immediately. As with anything, we would just recommend that you do it sooner rather than later. The assessment takes around an hour. It's not timed, but again, we do just recommend that you allow yourself enough time to be able to do that. The assessment itself, we use a third-party provider called Capfinity. It's a strengths-based assessment, so it's focusing on your strengths and more those kind of personality traits and things like that, as opposed to asking you for lots of examples of situations that you may not necessarily have at this kind of stage. So it's definitely a really good way for us to kind of assess our applicants. I will go on to show you a bit of a screenshot in a moment about what you can expect, but essentially it's scenario based, so there is no kind of right or wrong, so to speak. It's more of a, it's a bit of a drag and drop exercise, and you're faced with a scenario, and it's kind of how you would most likely deal with that scenario versus how you would least likely deal with this scenario. It's fairly self-explanatory, but it would just be good to allow yourself enough time to kind of go through that, and not rush it, because it is obviously a really important step for us to assess our applicants. Once you've completed the assessment, it is perfectly normal for us to go a little bit quiet on you, so you won't hear from us until after that window is open. That allows us time to obviously review all of our applicants and determine who moves on to that next step. The good thing about Capfinity and the assessment style that we use is that even if you don't make it onto that next stage and progress onto an interview, you do get a full report on the strengths assessment that you've gone through. So that's just something to take forward, and that just helps you with your future development. So that can be really useful. And that third and final stage is the interview. So firstly, if you do reach that stage, congratulations. It's a really exciting time to be able to progress into an interview. This will be with the hiring manager and usually a second interviewer, usually someone else who's just directly involved in that team. Some streams are choosing face-to-face interviews, but the majority are going for virtual interviews. Obviously, being a very hybrid and flexible working company, we're all very much used to kind of virtual working now. So when I come on to a couple of interview hints and tips, one of them is definitely around getting comfortable with speaking in front of the camera, because appreciate that it's not always the most natural thing to sort of go through. Interviews will take place during April, and again, we will be in touch to arrange that with you directly. So this is just a very quick screen grab of the assessment homepage and what you can expect. So you can see here it's in a tile form, and you go into each tile and complete the scenarios. There's around 5 or 6 in each. You can see that they're focused around the things that are most important to us at Zurich. So diverse workforce, going the extra mile, working in collaboration, supporting a sustainable future, preferences, and working with numbers. So there's a real variation there, but those are kind of the key things that are really important to us at Zurich. You've got a progression sort of tab up here, just so you can see how far you've done and how much you've got left, and you've got your submit and the help and the tutorial. So make use of the tutorials just so you can familiarize yourself with that assessment style and how to complete that. On very quickly, just to some final interview hints and tips. So make your motivations clear, really important to, particularly if you're having a virtual interview, which I said is more than likely, it's really important that you be yourself. What drives you? What do you enjoy? What are you looking for from the Zurich Apprenticeship? Your passions, your career aspirations. So we're really interested in you. So we want it to be kind of definitely a two-way conversation there. Do your research, very, very important. So we've obviously tried to give you as much information about Zurich as we can today in this short space of time, but it's really important to do your research about Zurich as a company, the products and services that we provide, but also more specifically on that program that you've actually applied for. Just get as much information. That kind of helps really drive the interview and allows you to ask some questions as well. Be authentic. We really encourage our employees to be themselves. This is no different to our applicants. So be yourself, ask questions, be curious. There is no such thing as a stupid question, as we've said a few times in today's session. Show your personality. So similar to the above, just be yourself throughout the interview. Don't be nervous. we're not looking for experts in these fields, hence why you would be applying for an apprenticeship. We're really looking at those kind of strengths and personality traits. So really let your personality come through during that interview. And briefly touched on it, practice speaking in front of the camera, you know, whether that be in front of your phone or your laptop, just to practice. It's not always natural, but it's something we've all become very used to. We're used to meeting people virtually all the time. You may experience some technical issues during the virtual interview, as I mean, if you were here at the start of the call, my internet dropped for a minute or so, and we completely understand that that happens. If that does happen during the interview, don't panic. It's completely natural and we're all very much used to it. Do not get flustered. And practice test, this links more to the actual assessment style itself. So when I showed you that screenshot of the Capfinity, just really make use of the tutorials just so you can familiarize yourself with what to expect there. And last but not least, our socials. Got our website here, QR code, which will take you directly to our website, all of our socials here, so please go check us out. There's lots of promo on our apprenticeships at the moment, so go take a look, but certainly start with the website. I would say that's where you're going to find all of the information if there's anything that we can't answer today. And lastly, TikTok. We know we're speaking to a young audience, we're trying to keep up, and we are. So our apprentices are running an apprentice life TikTok for us, which is actually really cool, and it's just a real kind of whistle stop day in the life of kind of style, and you can kind of see a bit of a glimpse of what it's like to be an apprentice at Zurich. So that's really, really exciting for us, and that's quite new. So do give that a follow if you are on TikTok. And we are at the end and bang on 7:30, but I know we did start a little bit late, so we do have some time for questions. Malika, I can hand back to you. I know you're going to kind of see if anyone's got any questions, and any of my Zurich peeps, please put your cameras back on and we can try and get through some questions.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for that. And thank you for answering questions as we were going along. I'm sure all of the students were really happy with that. So we've got a couple of questions that have been repeated a couple of times. So I think it might be good to sort of just go into a bit more detail about that. So firstly would be sort of Laura and Anthony, this might be for you, about the range of apprenticeships offered. So do you offer level 7 apprenticeships? If, for example, a student has already done their A levels, are they able to immediately apply for a higher apprenticeship, or do they have to start sort of at a level 3 and level 4 as well?
That's one for Anne.
Thank you. So yes, if you look at our adverts, it will really outline to you what level the qualification is. Now, that's not to say, and I think I put it in the chat here, if you've already got an A level, which is sort of level 3 equivalent, that doesn't forego or mean you cannot apply for a level 3 apprenticeship qualification. If I take the insurance one, you may have perhaps English and mathematics A level. If you do the insurance one, you will get the insurance practitioner level 3 qualification, in addition to certificate in Chartered Insurance Institute qualification as well. So you get 2 apprenticeship qualifications for the price of 1. And it will give you a really good test bed to evolve your career in this industry. And I think I'm in the midst of typing someone else, but if I haven't put it in one of the answers already, existing employees also get opportunities through apprenticeships. So just because you may start your career in insurance at a level 3 standard, and will round you perhaps if you've already got A levels with another A level equivalent, that's not to say your next step may be the level 4, which is the insurance professional qualification, which gives you diploma CII qualifications. Or further down the line, you may also do our senior insurance professional, which really gives you the fantastic skills, knowledge and behaviours you need to be a senior professional within the insurance industry. And that aligns to the advanced CII qualification as well. So hopefully that answers the question. But just to summarise, if you've already got an A level, that doesn't forego you being able to apply for one of the level 3s. You will be using that level 3 to really get to grips with some of the skills in insurance or one of the data apprenticeships if it's level 3. And again, that is just the starting point. So this is our Early in Careers campaign. So if you then find that you've completed that and you want to strive further, whether that be through continuing, if you joined as an insurance apprentice and continuing that path to level 6, or if you join as insurance and then you think, well, actually, I'm gravitating more to data, we can then explore that with you. So yes, don't limit your possibilities by thinking that. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, definitely. And sort of just keeping on that theme, we've had loads of questions, and I think I've already saw you sort of answer it in the chat, but about work experience for year 10s, any sort of internships for perhaps year 12s, you kind of want a bit of a taste of Zurich. I think you did send a link to that, but if you could just give a little brief synopsis about work experience and internship opportunities, that would be great.
Sure. So it might be something that Laura and I need to come back to you with in regards to work experience. So at the moment, our locations are fantastically better than me, at least, in helping people organise work experience. So if you're near our Birmingham office or our Cardiff office or any other offices are available, I would reach out to them directly. They will be able to advise you what teams are in that location, what opportunities are there. But it is something that Laura and I are looking at how we can better support our work experience in regards to work experience, that is. Internships, we do offer a summer internship program, and I know someone's already found the site and went, oh, hang on, it's closed at the moment. So what I would say is anyone that's interested in an internship with us, please look on our socials and also bookmark that page, because we will update you as and when that is running again. But it's a fantastic experience, and what we do discover quite frequently is those that intern with us over summer then also apply for our graduate program. So it really gives you a taster and a teaser over summer as to what you might be signing up to if you join us as a graduate.
Oh, great. Thank you. And so for the next question that we've got, someone actually emailed to ask this question, and I think it's more to the apprentices. I think, Tom, you mentioned how sort of you've managed to develop your soft skills as you've come into the role, but is there anything that you did beforehand when you were applying, maybe during school, that supported your application?
Yeah, definitely. I think communication's a big one. Laura touched upon it as well, like practicing communicating across the screen and practicing communicating where you can. So any opportunities in school you have to present in front of an audience, work in a team in sort of some sort of group project, definitely go for that. When talking personally from my perspective, I did economics at A-level and did Target 2.0, which was a good opportunity to work in a team and also speak in front of people, in front of a panel, in sort of interview type scenarios. But honestly, any opportunities that you have to work in a group and to talk is definitely beneficial for interview scenarios. Yeah, that would be my advice.
Right. And Libby, you sort of mentioned that you started your career at Zurich quite early, quite young. What was it that really made you pick Zurich, maybe against sort of other apprenticeships that you were looking at the time?
Yeah, so for me, I looked at multiple apprenticeships and originally was actually looking into engineering, which was, yeah, so a massive career change into what I ended up actually doing. So for me, as soon as I came across Zurich, obviously my main concern with doing insurance was if I'd be able to apply. But as I didn't see anything that specifically highlighted a specific age, and I knew the level 3 would be equivalent to A levels, I knew that I was able to apply. And I mean, for me, the more that I was looking at Zurich in particular and looking, obviously I knew of Zurich already, but just looking into what they have to offer and everything else, it was a bit just like a no-brainer, really. I didn't think I'd be able to get into insurance at such a young age, but fortunately, Zurich allows and offers the opportunity for the younger generation to apply from a younger age if they feel that's better suited for them. And yeah, for me, it just seemed great. I couldn't find one negative thing about it. So
Oh, that's great. We love it when it's a no-brainer. That's always so good to hear. And Taylor, you sort of mentioned how you've managed to meet some new people on your apprenticeship and sort of your time at Zurich. During your apprenticeship, did you have the opportunity to sort of meet up with other apprentices? I think you said you did some charity work. How did you find that social life? And did you find that you missed out on the social life had you gone to university and had that experience?
Yes, I think there's lots of amazing opportunities, some of which Zurich support you in, like bringing together. So when you start on your apprenticeship cohort, back in 2017, we were all flown down to sunny Southampton. So not the most luxurious, apologies for anyone living in Southampton. But we were flown to Southampton, and we spent the day together as an apprenticeship group. And we done things like icebreakers, getting to know each other, some really good team building activities. And we actually repeated that 4 times throughout our apprenticeship programme of 18 months. We were also encouraged to promote that kind of locally as well, and we had people that supported us in doing so. So things like doing charity events as a group of apprentices, but also just looking across other early in careers, like rotations like the graduate programme as well, doing things in collaboration with them just to support and building up your network. So there's definitely lots of opportunity there to get to know people based in your local office, but also just looking across the wider UK at how you can engage with them as well.
Great, thank you. We've had quite a few questions about location, and so I think it would be quite useful. I know, and sort of you've already answered it, but again, if you could give a little overview of the locations that are offered, and any relocation support that you offer as well, and then we can sort of come to a close.
Oh, see, teamwork. Laura gets straight to the page that I'm frantically trying to find because I always forget what locations we're in. So yeah,
it was right near the start as well.
So yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. So our locations you can see on the screen here. We've got various apprenticeships available in the likes of Farnborough, London, Durham, Swindon, Glasgow, Birmingham, and Cardiff. As Laura mentioned previously, we do work through a flexible policy. It would be very much useful when you're considering applying, trying to apply for locations that are feasible for you to be there quite frequently in those first couple of months of your apprenticeship. That helps you really learn who your team are. It gets you up to speed with who Zurich are and some internal training you might have there. But gradually, as your confidence grows and you're able then to work more independently, you'll find that we're very flexible in regards to the amount of time that you might need to be in the office or when you might be working from home. So they're the locations we have available at the moment. As I mentioned, just try and think about, is it suitable for you? So if, for example, you were looking to travel from, if I'm based in Cardiff here, and I'm looking to commute to Fareham, that might be probably a challenge for me. I then need to explore potentially relocating. And I mean, for some of you that may be exploring university opportunities, that might be something that you're already thinking about. And a relocation we have had before, that apprentices have moved, for example, from Birmingham down to Portsmouth, so they're nearer Fareham. But that is your decision, that's your opportunity. And as Laura's fantastically answered already, we don't currently offer relocation support for apprentices, but you know, that be something for you and the hiring manager to consider as to, if you are relocating, what non-financial support might you need in trying to make sure you're able to do that. But hopefully, Laura, I haven't butchered that answer, but feel free to tell me if I have.
No, you've not butchered it at all. It's perfectly executed. The only thing I was going to say is, again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but if you do go over to our website, each of the apprenticeship opportunities on there will specify the location. Some areas are a little bit more flexible, so there's a few different locations if they kind of operate across multiple locations. Some of them are a bit more flexible, but some of them are a little bit more strict in terms of where you need to be based or where you need to be in a commutable distance of at least. But as we said, as your time goes on with us, it is certainly a little bit more flexible and likely to be a bit more heavily kind of homework in. You could see, I know Steve was in the office earlier. Steve was in our Swindon office and he lives down in Southampton, so that's the kind of travel some people are required to do, but generally you'll have kind of a home office which is closest to you, but certainly the majority of us are sort of predominantly home workers. But as Ant said, those first few months, it's really key for you to be sort of more prominent in the office.
Great, thank you. And just to close it off, thank you guys for joining. We ran over ever so slightly, but I do like to finish this off because I do think it's really useful for all the students that are here. And that is if Libby, Tom and Taylor, if you could just give one little bit of advice to all the students who are thinking of applying to Zurich. Sorry to put you on the spot there, but what would some little simple bit of advice be? Tom, if you don't mind kicking that off.
I'd say don't worry about not having knowledge around a certain area or insurance at all, because it doesn't matter. I had no idea about anything about insurance until I started at Zurich. Just be willing to learn and you'll be fine.
Great. Libby?
I'll be completely honest, Tom just took the one I was going to say, but another amazing tip, it would just be to honestly think about your own skill set, what you would like to do with your career, and take a look at the different apprenticeships available that are closest to you, as we were speaking location wise, to decide on which one you think is best suited to what you want to achieve.
Oh, thank you. And Taylor, little
yes, words of wisdom, maybe.
There we go.
We'll see. I think for me, I'd probably just challenge yourself instead of asking what could go wrong. Ask yourself what could go right if you went for the opportunity.
I absolutely love that. I hope everyone takes away from today what could go right if you take the chance. But thank you guys so much for hopping on. Thank you all for your time, and thank you so much for the team at Zurich. For all the questions that we didn't get round to asking, I will be sending it over to the team who will be having a look and can liaise with any sort of answers with you guys following this. As a reminder, this webinar will also be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel at Success at School. So you can rewatch it as many times as you like. But thank you all, and I hope you all have a lovely night.